Moments with God, a time of reflection for every day.
January 28th. More from Jesus. If any iniquity is in your hand, and you cast it out from you, and do not allow iniquity to be in your dwellings, then you will lift up your face, clean from stains, and you will be strong, and you will fear nothing. Job 11:14-15. Job was a man to whom many misfortunes had come, and they were not consequences of his bad attitude, but rather attacks by Satan to separate him from the love of God. However, the more intense the enemy's blow, the firmer Job's faith. Job had a friend named Zophar who was also a believer. Zophar had gone to visit him and was trying to find the reason for his misfortune. According to him, he wanted to help Job return to God and thus his calamities disappear. In reality, Job was not reaping the fruits of his bad attitude, but rather his faith was being tested, and his perfect life testified that even in the worst circumstances, every believer can be faithful to God. Even if everything is lost, even if Satan brings many calamities upon us, layoffs from work, illnesses, loss of property, or anything else, the Christian who has his faith hidden in God remains firm, waiting in the God of his salvation. But Zophar mentioned an important principle, that if we turn away from evil and we turn to God and not allow sins to be practiced in our rooms, then we will be able to lift up our face clean of stains. We will be strong and we will not fear. Obviously, when our heart rests in God, when our life is in accordance with God, nothing can frighten us. And how much joy it gives us to know that our Redeemer will soon come to take us. So in our life, we can trace and pursue dreams, fill ourselves with goals, and as long as our life is in accordance with the will of God, there is nothing to fear. Even if Satan's hard blows come, our faith in God will be secure, and one day the crown of glory will be ours. It is good that youth consider that they must achieve the highest development of their intellectual faculties. We do not want to put limits on the education that God has made unlimited. But what we achieve is of no use to us if we do not use it for the honor of God and the benefit of humanity. God has to be first in our lives, in our purposes, and in each of our decisions. We have to serve Him, and then nothing can separate us from His love. Job was not separated from God by the most terrible loss of property, family, and health. Who can separate us from the love of Christ? Neither the high nor the low, nor the present nor the future, nor human sciences or fanciful theories, neither stories nor legends, nor any doctrine of demons will take us away from the Lord, but we need to be in constant communion with our Creator. We need knowledge that strengthens the mind and soul and makes us better men and women. Education of the heart is much more important than what is learned from books. We need more of Jesus in our lives, more prayer, more study of His Word, and more communion with Him. We need to live with sure purposes and with firm faith. We need to renew our hope every day in the return of the Lord, and that our greatest dream is to enter the mansions of the heavenly homeland. While we wait for Jesus, we must work, we must study, we must undertake. Material things never have to have preeminence in our lives, because God has to be first. And with His blessing, then we can continue working for the material things and our basic needs. But nothing should separate us from the love of the Lord, neither poverty nor illness, nor prosperity, nor any achievement achieved. We must always seek to know more about Jesus and learn the humility and purity of heart from Him. Amen.
Thank you for listening to this audio. We invite you to share with your contacts and visit the website BibleWell.com.